Hi, I'm IKEA, and we're going to continue today with our final installment, hopefully, of the guided tour of Warlords of New York, of doing a full solo run, non-group scaled with a character, and me showing you the path that I would take for that if I did it that way. And yeah, again, I don't recommend doing it without call for backups or getting boosted all the way. So yeah, we are at 3 hours 38 minutes time played, and we're going to jump back into this character that was I logged it out basically at the end of the last video. The inventory of it is quite full. I'm going to just take a second and go through a bit of it. I remember us being just before level 39, so we needed just a little bit more XP. We had just done Wall Street, leaving one mandatory side mission to end the Dragov line, and for the rest we do not have any mandatory things left anymore, because we've done, at that point we would have done all of the manhunts. As you can see, here's only Pier 26 remaining, which is this side mission down here. That will give us enough for us to reach midway-ish, a little less than midway-ish into level 39, so we will need to do something else after it, and likely we will do the Federal Reserve back down here, because yeah, we will need to be level 40 to do Liberty Island. I'm going to take a few short seconds and just go through so I have a level 37 main weapon. I just make a mental note of that. Actually, I'm going to delete that Slayer. I do not need more Slayers. I have enough of them. Also, this O'Carroll, I already checked that I have a better one. And I'm just looking for a weapon, a level 39 weapon I'm willing to use, or 38 weapon that I'm willing to use, but nothing really pops out. I might actually just buy this FAMAS, and I have likely more than enough credit. I'm actually also going to go through my gear real quick, seeing if I have anything more level appropriate to equip or better. Well, that chest was great. We got that at the end of Wall Street last time. Just going through and checking real quick. Nothing pops out. Same here. We still do have that Shasta glove. That is quite surprising that we did get that. And Unstoppable Force. I am considering it, especially seeing as, that one's level 33, so we've out-leveled it by a lot now, just for taking this 57k armor to 85, giving myself a little bit more armor to work with. And yeah, we are in story mode. Armor here still works. Of course, in the main game, armor doesn't really work. I will buy that FAMAS. I will sell all junk. I make sure to actually not sell that FAMAS right away, as that would be foolish of me. Thanks for trading with me. I am going to equip that, and that's likely going to be our weapon till the end. And we have actually 31k. In a second, I actually want you to show you something as well, which is a little trick to get YAL brand components, crafting components for YAL. That is pretty well known, but a lot of people have forgotten about it through the years, and it isn't widely advertised. So the best way to get YAL is to get YAL crafting components. And as you can see on this character, I actually have or on this account, I went out of my way at one point and got 999 YAL, and made a meme joke of I got 99 problems, but YAL ain't one. So I did that by buying it from the clan vendor when it's on sale there, and then just spent a lot of watch points to get credits and just memed it up that way. One thing you can actually do if you have the blueprints for YAL and you do the account shared blueprints is once you reach purple crafting strength on the bench, which happens at either 37, I think, or either 37 or 38. But yeah, you can come here and you can craft YAL parts here. So the mask, chest, and holster have blueprints available. If you have those blueprints, then you can craft it here. And what this needs only, so as you can see, it needs credits and it needs the crafting components. What it doesn't need is that part. But high-end YAL would give a component, a crafting component, each and every time you deconstruct one. The purple ones don't give it every time, but around 1 in 3. So let's say 33%-ish of the time. So you could be here, do some bounties at level 38 and 39 and such, get a bunch of credits, and then spend those credits to get some YAL. If you really don't want to, if it hasn't been on the clan vendor for a while, if you don't want to go farm it in the DZ or such, then yeah, this is one way to get YAL. It is one of the slower ways, one of the worst ways. But if you just need some parts to craft YAL with, excuse me, then yeah, it is an option. So yeah, you could craft some here and spend the resources and get 10 or 15-ish crafting parts quite easily. So in this case, I could probably get around 10 YAL crafting components here. If I had parts, if I had space for it, I would actually show it. But as you saw, it was a 999, so that would not work. Having cleared out all of this, I am actually just quickly going to give this weapon a skin and kit it out with the mods that I would want on it, which is all crit chance and the 20+20 mag. And this weapon will likely last me all the way till the very end. One other thing I will actually quickly do, and sorry that we're hanging around here for so long, is I'm already going to grab level 40 gear. So what you can do once you reach level 40 and are about to head into Liberty, or actually the second that you hit level 40, you can actually equip any gear that is level 40. So all of your parts in your stash and such that you just have, or you can put a loadout in here for them and you can just run that. So in this case, I am going to just quickly grab a set that I kind of know, which is that Grouper Mask, Providence chest, Providence holster. I'm going to grab a Memento. So Memento is really strong for here because it's, yeah, we're on story mode content and we're going to basically charge it up, give us skill damage as well. So it is very powerful. Fenris gloves and Fox's knee pad. And none of this is really especially well thought out or anything. And I'm also going to grab 2 weapons. I have a Preservation G36 here just because, yeah, Preservation. I don't need more damage. I actually kill things way too fast anyway. And I'm going to grab a rifle as well, just as my secondary. And I am going to grab a TDI card custom for that +1 skill tier. And that comes into play a little bit later. But as we watch our friends over there having a great time, we're going to jump over to this safe house, walk over to Pier, and we're just going to, from here on out, book it towards the end of this. And likely this will be just over an hour of us doing Pier, then doing Federal Reserve. If something is needed afterwards, I will actually see how much XP we still need. We might do some activities, or we might do the other side mission in the north.
Guess that's our play for now.
And once we've reached 40 anyway, we're going to equip that gear that I just placed in my inventory, and we're going to go do Liberty. And once we've done Liberty, that'll be the end of this run. After the run, excuse me, I will actually spend a few minutes explaining a few things, the things that I do post-run, basically some of the things that I do grab, how I spend my points and what I spend them for, but that'll be a short little segment. But here along the way still I'm going to grab phones and such. What I'm no longer going to do, and that's just for me, for my sanity with my inventory, is so that I don't accidentally delete any of the parts that we got. I'm actually going to deconstruct here once. So I know that I have all of the parts of that loadout that I want to equip real quick when I reach 40. I'm no longer going to loot anything anymore. I'm basically going to pick up as junk. I no longer need any credits. I should have way too many credits. Not that credits is ever a bad thing. And yeah, along the way we just pick up these phones, and this side mission will take us into 39. And we're going to start it as 38, and we're going to ding 39 halfway through it, so, or likely halfway through it. In the back here, there is actually one sniper. This is one of those places where they basically try to teach you to not run out into the open. There's a sniper in the back, and he's in an elevated position. He can quite easily hit you, and he usually does. So quite often we run in here. By this point, if you're getting boosted, you would be level 40s. So we will run in here very confident. I wanted to grenade him, but of course I've just logged in. I don't have any grenades. But yeah, you very confidently run in here and get put down very quickly by one or two snipers from up that balcony. But yeah, there we just took care of him. He was solo scaled. I'm just going to keep pushing up and just keep killing. If I hit my health gate, then I will heal. But I'm unlikely to actually hit the health gate. I say that, and then I almost actually do. But yeah, in sync web, I am going to heal up here. I'm not in the mood to die, because there is one of these last spawns will likely... So normally there's always a sniper, as there is as well here now with solo. And again, snipers can be very annoying. The amount of damage they can do can be more than you expect sometimes. But yeah, we have a level appropriate in sync weapon, even though it is purple. But that is still a lot more than the game is basically made for us. The game's made to be able to be ran with basically a jumbled mess of whatever you have in this story mode. I'm gonna let my out of combat come in. I am actually going to deconstruct my drone just so I have it a little bit later on here, and I'm just going to push in. I'm gonna check. I do have a grenade launcher out. I am going to use that. Try to use that on them too. And I'm just going to push in, hit the objectives, and just once my drone is up, I will pull it out just to get in sync back. I'm not going to put out my turret yet, and that's... Ooh, they blew up something right next to me. That's one of the dangers of this area. As you saw there as well, they also shut down a gas canister next to me, setting me on fire. But yeah, we're just making our way through here. I'm going to put my turret on the balcony there, overwatching the walkway up here, so it can shoot at everything. Can move over here. Usually there is a heavy here. I don't know if that's going to be the case solo as well. Oh, there is. Oh yeah, we just burn them down real quick. Going to recycle my turret, grab it back. Here we have to watch this echo. This echo is mandatory. If we get out of it, we have to actually restart it. So I'm just going to wait here. I'm going to take a second actually and deconstruct whatever I picked up, which was... Oh yeah, this is this glove, of course. I'm keeping this glove just as an oddity. It is actually quite rare to see green YAL gear, unless you go into the DZ and while leveling. But that's also usually not really recommended.
Looks like you're running a real quality operation.
We have to wait through all of their voice lines.
Hate to break in on this little party, but
And yeah, at some point we can move on.
data from the Wall Street compound.
Here I am expecting another heavy. He's already moving on the left side. I see him there. My drone is going to him. I'm going to kill this sniper, prioritize it. Because yeah, if you may have noticed by now, I do not like snipers.
Agent, secure the north
Going to
side.
put some shots towards this this heavy.
Need to go up
See if I can break him.
I repeat, do not let the Rikers
And just,
get those
yeah.
spies off the dock.
Deal with whatever's in front of me, basically.
Serious trauma detected.
I will heal up here. No reason not to. I'm playing it a little bit safer here because I just don't want to die. The later you get into the run, the more squishy you are, because I am now running gear that is a little bit under leveled. Likely in some of the slots it will be like level 34, 35 gear. And that means that my armor pool is actually a little bit smaller in comparisons to when I started out and everything was level 31 and the enemies were also giving me level 31 damage, basically. I'm going to stand here, and that's because you need to actually be around this area to trigger that to happen. So before I actually go and trigger that valve, what I always do here, there is a singular spawn point for this these coming waves. What I'm going to do is actually put my turret right there, and while that takes a few extra seconds now, especially if I placed myself a little bit better, I could actually go and quickly get it, or with 4-man, we would usually have one person, just 3 people stack up there and one person make this run. And they do have 1 grenade, I think, so I am also going to use that. But yeah, I'm just going to rush towards there. I'm waiting for a few seconds for some of them to come out. None of them actually had come out yet when that grenade hit. So grenade explosions do not go over the boundary of a door, which is a little bit odd, but it is what it is. And here now everything spawns here. So we just hold here. My turret is there to distract everything. Everything that comes out, that turret is so close to them that they will kind of get aggroed by it for at least a second. And while my turret cannot shoot in, so it needs to wait until they actually cross the boundary before it starts firing, just it's pulling their attention is enough for me to finish it. And that was actually all the ways for here. You see our upper left, there's that bar. We have to wait for it to fill up to around 75-ish%. And then we can ignite what we came here to ignite. So we were causing fumes to build up around their supplies over there. One of the nice things about the game, at least, is that it does check at 80% if you've killed everyone. And if you have, it lets you just quickly shoot them instead of making you wait all the way till the end of the bar. So somewhere around here, yeah, it was at 80-ish% and gave us the option to just quickly do it.
Put a large dent in Keener's bioweapon production.
Here we have to wait for these voice lines to play till the mission is complete. One thing that is important is, yeah, to hang around for these voice files to actually play, because I have at times been known to warp away a little bit too fast and had to have redone this. I mean, that absolutely never happened. You can't prove anything. Yeah, we're just going to skip that. We have now done all 4 lines of the manhunt, and so we have access to Aaron Keener just by the manhunt parts. And we've done Camp Clinton, so that was also a requirement part. But what we don't have, as you can see, it is still giving this little locked icon, and that is that the required player level 40. If you hadn't done Camp Clinton or hadn't, well, you need to do all of the parts of the manhunt to actually unlock this, so you wouldn't show manhunt. But what it would show is if you hadn't done Camp Clinton, it would also say requirement Camp Clinton. So we did Ding level 39. We're about, let's say, 30%-ish, a little bit under in. So we likely need to do both side missions. And let's just go do those. I am going to equip that RPK. I don't mind RPKs at all, so I will actually grab it. It also has a really cool skin. So I always love having a black market RPK just for that skin. One of my favorite ones, just a little bit of a gold embellishment. I'm just going to check what we got in our mask. That's not worth it. Glass chest. I will not actually equip a glass chest here. Because, yeah, I will forget that I have a glass chest on and I will quite easily die. We don't need to stay around here. So we do have, we need to basically level to 40. The best way to do that is to go do these side missions. They give about 5 activities worth of, even more, let's say 6 activities worth of XP. And that makes them the easiest choice. So likely we will have to see how far along, but they are a little bit longer than they are actually side missions. They take about 10-ish minutes to do. So yeah, a short activity like territory control would be a lot faster, but this would still be faster than trying to find and do 5 territory controls or 2.5 control points that it would match it in XP. So yeah, this is the recommended ones to do. This and one of the projects. So in the case of me, I did that one project because it was very easy to do it. I am actually going to push up this side because I have done this side mission quite recently as well. There is a turret here in the middle that pinged up there, and it's a lot easier to shoot from this side, and so I am going to go on this side. I'm going to put my turret there just to shoot at enemies. I'm just going to kill this turret right away. This turret, normally you would have to fight your way all the way up to it. As you can see, it's boarded up and such on it. On the other side, where you would have to basically find the angle to kill it from. And instead, I just came to the other side and just killed it right away and made this completely different than the devs intended, of having basically a assault underneath an autocannon that is making you hunker down from time to time. Instead of that, it was just, I've killed that, now I'm going to kill all the things protecting it. That is likely a named group. They will keep me in combat, so I am actually going to go kill them real quick, because otherwise they will keep me in combat here the whole time, and I would rather just go out of combat and heal up. Again, a sniper from all the way in the back teaches me some humility, but I will in a second teach it. So against named enemies, actually grenade launchers do less, but they still do a lot. I do not want to die here, so I'm going to make sure that I kill that enemy. And I will actually heal up, even though... actually, I will let my turret and drone. I don't want to... Not that I need them, but you'll see that if I do use them, suddenly I might run into situations where I actually needed one. Just going to check what this is. It's nothing useful. And I'm still picking up loot as junk, which I should no longer do, but... yeah, sometimes habits. I built that habit up for the last few hours of this run. But yeah, it's no longer necessary. I can just deconstruct on the ground. Gonna go in here. We don't need to interact with that button. It just goes by itself. Yeah, we are here at the Federal Reserve. The Rikers are actually in here making bullets out of gold. Because, you know, why not? If you have that much gold, why not make bullets out of them? But yeah, that's actually a funny... yeah, a funny trait. Shows how the Rikers think a little bit. Just, yeah. Why not bling out your literal bullets? I am though curious if actually in real life this would be something that would work. I'm guessing... Gold is a lot softer than lead, I believe, right? And that would mean that the bullets would deform a little bit more. I want to interact with the door. The game thought that I wanted to interact with the box.
Another turret.
But yeah, I assume that it would still be fatal if enough punches behind it. And yeah, here we have some generators again. So here the actual turrets for these are actually placed all the way in the back. So when I kill that generator, I can kill the generator without even being in the line of sight of the turret at all. There is always one heavy here, even in normal, as showed up there. And I'm just going to pop his backpack and shoot him in the face. And yeah, there you see the turret in the back, but here is his generator. What I'm actually going to do is kill first, and then kill the generator. As you can see, so I can no longer play it as aggressive as earlier, because yeah, again, the armor values basically shift the more you go down the level range.
Cut the power and you should be clear.
So in that way, basically, it's mostly because it's likely the average of my... Oh yeah, we have to go all the way over here. I don't actually know why this exists. I'm guessing it is to give us enough distance to load the basement, the ads in the basement. Because yeah, this is just a weird, just go here, open this. You open a shutter with a junction box behind it, and then you shoot the junction box. This just feels weird. This doesn't feel like a normal... way that we normally open something. But yeah, it's likely to get us to get some distance away from there so they can spawn stuff down here. And yeah, we're going to rush into the vault. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of gold scattered all the way around. I'm going to hold basically this side of it and so this left side of it and just let them come to me. I'm going to put my turrets somewhat in the middle, which is there. I'm just going to fight here. In a second we will meet a namesake of a Division 1 boss and Division 2 exotic. The bullet the bullet king of Division 1, but here we will meet the bullet queen in a second. She will be the boss for this area. So again, a sniper is annoying me, so I will focus it down. And yeah, I'm just holding this left side basically and just being out of position. I haven't done this side mission in quite a while. Even though I've done it a little bit, I've done it once a little bit recently, just helping some player out with doing all of their side missions that they still had over. And I find myself at the right side now. The bullet queen has spawned as her health bar is up there already, and I can't kill her in one mag. So what I will do is actually go around, kill everything else, make sure my especially my drone is on her. That will make it so that, yeah, I have an opening to deal with her. I'm going to run into range of that turret just so that it explodes itself, and the only thing left should be her at this point. And once my I'm actually going to heal up. I have the med packs. Not gonna risk it. My drone, of course, exactly then runs out of duration. But this is the downside of not, getting boosted is you have to deal with bosses. You can't one mag them as you can as a level 40 or something. And yeah, we have now completed the Federal Reserve. I am actually going to quickly open this and show you that if you haven't done this mission ever, so this leads back up. You could actually do this on the way to Wall Street or something if you were intending to do it. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, so that's why I didn't do it. But yeah, it spits you basically back out here. So you could actually do this on the way if you're intending to do this solo anyway, and you know you're going to need to do the Federal Reserve anyway. You can actually do it on the way to either the Kajika side mission, which is somewhere around here, or the safe house of Wall Street. We did not ding 40. I did not see us get a proficiency cache. We need about 180-ish K, 185K. So our best choice is actually to go do this side mission, which gives us 279K. Because, yeah, a control point or something gives us 105K. So we'd need to do 2 control points in the same time that we do 2 control points, just getting to them mostly, because most of them aren't really close by anything, so you always have a little of a walk. So instead we're gonna go do this this side mission, which I haven't actually done in quite some while. Doyers Street is what it's called. And yeah, the last one was showcasing what the Rikers were, or their mentality somewhat was, with them literally sitting on a hoard of gold and making bullets out of them. Here we are going to see what the cleaners, a little bit of the backstory of the cleaners. There is actually one phone here as well, I know. And we have some enemies here. And yeah, you see my armor bars melt a little bit fast. But I also didn't want to spend too much time inventorying, so it is fine. It is more than I need. I still have plenty of damage, so I have a lot of damage brands, and I have kept some stats of of damage. So yeah, somewhere around here is the entrance of it. We're gonna get Paul giving an intro.
Steph? It's Paul. We read you. What's your location and status?
And inside here you will see kind of how messed up the cleaners are.
Hold tight. Help is on the way.
So we're moving through this little mall.
Get in there and help Steph. She's in.
And yeah, they're busy burning everything down.
Civilians in danger.
There's a restore power here. that opens
Time to save
that crate. Oh no, yeah.
Please.
We need to press a button. And here actually the boss will run past. I remember this. And you can't actually shoot at him, but yeah, it is a little bit scripted. And you can see that they move on and they despawn. They just disappear there. Their little triangle above their head disappears, meaning they disappeared. They're just basically there to show you that they exist and just run past you. But I don't think the developers considered that. Yeah, some people would actually instantly shoot at them. But yeah, they don't actually react at all to it. So here we're trying to reach Steph, as Paul calls her. And she is, if I remember right, she's down here, right? Yes. Shoot this open. We go in. Any resources along the way, of course, I grab. Second, we talk to her. A few seconds after, we can open this door. So there is a junction box in that locked room. You normally do it like this. You go over here and you shoot open that lock and then go around and shoot the junction box. But what you can also do is just blow the junction box up. I still remember that from ages ago. Moving up here, there is a key or a lock pad over there. I'm shooting it through those grades already because I know otherwise I would have to shoot it later. And we move into our next engagement here.
Detected. Don't like those psychos hurt Steph.
And yeah, we're fighting amongst the dead. I'm gonna put my turret here. It's not the best position, but it's elevated. It'll have shots on most of the things as they move in. And once in a while I will target it manually so that it is actually shooting. But also I don't expect there to be many waves here. As with most of the content for solo, there seems to be very few things spawning. A lot less than I always expect. I expect 2 or 3 more each and every time, just so, yeah. I'm so used to the 4-man scaling.
I can't reach Petra, but she could still be in there.
Whatever this is getting deconstructed. Hopefully I get some, well, I will definitely get some protective fabric or the one from weapons that I can't think of the name of right now. But I will either get one of those, and both are worthwhile to get a little bit. I'm actually just quickly, what were they called? They were called receiver components. That's the word I was looking for. Receiver components or protective fabric. Which you get from deconstructing gear and weapons. We'll actually grab some ammo. I'm not super low, but the next part is usually a longer fight. And we're going to move up here and see, in the same way that we saw in Strand the Tanker, where the cleaners kind of come from. We see them here, how they have burrowed up. I'm just going to actually... I'm not doing great. I'm just going to fall back. And there's always an option for you. A lot of people don't consider it. They just stick to a position and just fight till the death there. But if you're getting overrun, just stand up and run away. As long as you haven't hit your health gauge, you still have a health gauge, so you have a few seconds to just get out of there and deal with it. I cannot see what that enemy is really. All of it is a little bit obscured by the fire. Yeah, we're just gonna fight through these enemies, and once we have killed all of these, we will likely be level 40. Well, not likely. The mission complete will guarantee a level 40. And once we are level 40, I can equip my level 40 gear, and we will move to Liberty. You know, they just keep on spawning. Here is just killing. There is no special trigger or anything. It's just we have to get all of the waves killed. And that is the last guy, yes. So now she moves up, seeing as we have to wait for her to do that. I'm actually going to go grab my turret. Not that I need to grab it, but she needs to be in position here before we can interact with her. So this takes a few seconds. And yeah, they charred some bodies. This is one of her close friends.
Live with themselves.
And apparently they are mole people.
I'm sorry.
This is a little bit cartoonish to me, how the cleaners are getting into locations with just,
Thank you.
yeah, going through the sewers and such. They are, of course, a little bit maintenance workers and such, but that just the visual of that, of 3 ladders coming up from a hole, is a little bit cartoonish to me. But we completed that. We did hit level 40. I am actually going to open this level 40 cache. So all of the gear actually from this point on is actually just level 40 gear. Level 40 gear doesn't have gear scoring or something like that, like you would have at level 30. So all of these pieces, even if they were good, you could equip them and just actually, or just put them in your stash and just have them. I'm going to deconstruct everything else. One thing that I usually do here is actually save this loadout. So this loadout as this here, I'm going to create a new loadout with it. And that's just because I'm going to keep the pieces and those are going to be there for me to just swap back real quick after we do this mission, because I'm not going to keep this good gear on this character, of course. It's going to get just a jumbled mess of crafted stuff. And as you see me going through here, I have equipped a full loadout of level 40. I am actually going to also save that in a slot just in case I mess up somewhere and need to reload it back in. We don't need to move up. Actually, I do want to see actually where do we head out of here. This is with this street, of course. Okay, yes. So yeah, this is one of the bounty locations, and often when you have a bounty here, you actually go the reverse way, so you start back here. But I hadn't seen it in a while, so I actually just quickly wanted to see it. And as you can see now, this mission is just available to us. It doesn't say anything about, but we can't fast travel to it, of course, because we haven't completed it. But earlier, we took this control point, and we did that for the exact reason of this, of having a safe fast travel point near it.
We'll take it from there.
And from here, we're just going to go after Keener. So I've equipped level 40 gear. I am very overpowered, basically, at this point. It is a red build with a memento, basically. And that is way too much for these enemies. They will... I will sneeze at them and they will... well, I mean, that is basically the whole concept of the division, of course, is that somebody sneezed and everybody died. But yeah, I'm going to sneeze at these guys specifically and they will die. I'm going to grab that phone along the way. I no longer need XP, but force of habits are hard to break.
I'm sick of the rumor mill bullshit. I know, Alicia.
But yeah, we're going to move into... I'm going to kill these enemies here in front. And yeah, as you can see, everything is 3 or 4 shots for me. And it's going to be even less once I have charged up this memento. One of the things with the memento that is weird is that it doesn't work from level 1 to 38 or 39. So if you're getting group skilled, you can actually run a level 30 memento through here. But if you're just soloing here at like level 33 and stuff, you will it won't drop the kill confirmed drops like they are there. In here, I'll show you also how I basically run this on heroic the way I normally would, which is to move up on this left side, go for the high ground as always. If I can have a height advantage, I will grab a height advantage. I'm gonna move up here, and now I'm above everything. And being above everything is always nice. So I am actually gonna pop my drone, even though I know there is a sniper dog somewhere, even though I cannot really see it. I do hear it in the background, but I don't actually see it. We had a rusher just run all the way around. I don't actually know the solo spawns here, so I'm just... because I do know that the 2-player spawns and the 4-player spawns are actually quite different. So I'm shooting this dog in the ass. It's going to go down. Hopefully it doesn't take my drone with it. It did. So I put my drone on cooldown. But I'm also no longer using NSYNC, so I'm not that out of damage when I'm trying to find this last enemy. How did I not see him? Here I'll show again as well. There's one crate here, one weapon crate. I'll show all these weapon crates as well. And there's also some quite hidden secrets in this. Ones that I know that some people know parts of it, but very few people know all of it. As when I run this with people, very often they do not go after some of these chests that I'm pointing out. That one is quite easy, but still a lot of people miss it. Pop my drone. I'm going to put my drone on the right side. I'm going to rush on the left side, kill these enemies. And basically, once one of those enemies is still alive, so there's likely still 2 alive or 3 alive, I'm just going to help it along. They spawn here. And I'm so powerful that, I can just door camp them now. Like that.
Get those explosives ready and move it.
And it is kind of fun to be a little bit overpowered for this final mission. And if I were to pick up all of the tokens as well, I would even be faster. That when I would have maxed out memento, that helps a lot as well with our damage outputs. And also with my drone's damage output, because it is giving us skill efficiency as well, of course. And skill haste and all of that good stuff with that skill efficiency. Yeah, we're just gonna make our way through here, kill as fast as we can, get through this mission as if it is a league mission, basically. Our drone will actually follow us through all of these doors, which is nice for once. I'm going to push up and keep killing. Yeah, my weapon is preservation here, so on kill I'm getting 10% for body shots and 20% for headshots. And I'm going for headshots a lot as well. So I can kind of face tank, even though, of course, I'm also overpowered just by having high base armor to begin with. I'm going to deconstruct my drone here. I want it towards the end of this fight, this coming fight. I'm going to quickly just grab these. Actually, I am full on kill confirmed. So yeah, now I'm fully charged up on the memento. That makes it even easier. I have now extra 30 weapon damage. I have a 30 extra skill haste or skill efficiency and such. So yeah.
Engaging hostiles.
And also I have a regen, which 3% regen, which is really nice, especially for the Razorback fight coming up. I'm just going to work my way through these enemies. And before I head into there, I'm actually going to go downstairs here where there's one armor crate. Or, actually weapon crate. And yeah, these, I'm no longer looting for loot, but I will actually show all of those positions still. Normally I would actually pick it all up and just, because it's level 40 gear, so I would just equip a set of gear for this character, which it would just have, just so I can put the other stuff back. Nowadays I usually just make a crafted set for them. I'm going to skip this cutscene. It is a hidden loading screen, so it takes a few seconds. We get brought in very blinded, and I'm going to, while disoriented, try to move towards the door, even though it will take all the way till that is done before it opens. And here we're going to head downstairs again, and somehow someone during that fight put 2 new crates here, because, and that is always a little bit of a weird one, because we opened the crate right over there. And then all we basically did was go through that cutscene where we get assaulted by a Black Tusk war machine thingy, basically. But yeah, I'm struggling to think of the word for a hovercraft. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, we got assaulted by a hovercraft, and yeah, they got restocked somehow. I'm stopping here because there is this little nest up here, and I wonder who found this as the first one, but I was just shown it years ago for the first time. But inconspicuously, if you shoot it, a key drops, and this key is a Black Tusk key card. And once you have that key card, once you've shot it and picked it up, you can interact with these consoles. These consoles are otherwise not interactable with. There's 4 of them, I believe. And we are going to interact with all 4 of them. That will actually open a side, give us access to open a side door. And we're going to do that. And there's 4 crates in that side door. Here I will actually wait back here. Normally you would run a little bit more forward and get hit by that EMP as well. But if you just wait back there, you don't get hit by that EMP. You can just run in normally. Going to run over here, put my turret here, kill a little bit. And so this is actually that room. I'm going to let my turret and drone take care of those. I'm going to grab these shock rounds as well already on my rifle.
This fucking eavesdrop.
But having interacted with... I didn't interact with the fourth one. I actually forgot. Also, this is good as well because I forgot one crate as well to show you. So yeah, this is the fourth one. I got distracted by killing. There's a crate here as well. So normally I would take this path here and then go fight. Over there. But yeah, we are making our way forward. And now you can see the keypad is green already in the distance. We're going to interact with it, and this gives us access to 4 crates here. And yeah, if you're in here anyway, you might as well get them. There's no reason not to get extra loot, unless you are basically done with loot all the way. But for most people, that's several thousand hours in, or they basically are of the mindset of one build. But you can, it is a valid choice. I will not understand it, but you're free. It's a free country. At least I hope you live in a free country. Up here, there's a resource in the trees. There is actually a lot of those, both crafting materials and resources like food and water in the trees. So it is actually... worthwhile to grab them. And yeah, this mission is actually pretty good for just resources, as well as having a lot of crates inside of it. So while a lot of people very much dislike this, I will still sometimes run it, especially with friends, with especially people that you're on comms with. It is actually a pretty easy mission. It has some challenging parts like this, especially on heroic. Razorback fights can be quite, can be a struggle if you don't use any of the tricks. So one of the tricks is just to use Eclipse. If you really want to go all out, you can even put on a Razorback, an actual raid Razorback hardwired set, and I'm going to shoot these boxes as well, just so you see them. There's one over there as well, somewhere. I'm kind of forgetting where they exactly are. I'm going to give up on it and just move on. And yeah, so this Razorback fight has all of these tiny drones, which the real Razorback fight also has. But here, they're one-shots for us. And also I have my turret and my drone to pick up some aggro. You saw me put my turret over there. It will stay basically over there. That's my position for it. I'm quickly going to destroy those points of the Razorback and then destroy that. So that is one side of the Razorback done. While I'm here, I will actually grab this weapon crate because we won't be coming back to this corner otherwise. So I'd rather just grab it there, be done with it. And yeah, as you can see, I'm being harassed a little bit by these drones. They're kind of, yeah, a taste of my own medicine of this whole run of me putting drones on other people and harassing them that way. But I'm getting harassed in return now. But this is the reason also why I have that preservation. That's just, yeah, I heal up quite a bit. I could, of course, also be Gunner and have the 10% armor on kill from that. I could put a Hunter's Fury set together and really go all in on something like that. But actually, a Hunter's Fury set would also lock me in somewhat to SMG. You wouldn't need to. You could just go ARs. But yeah, we stood in that generator. That generator opens up this side. And this is actually somewhat a condensation of what the actual Razorback fight is. Although a little bit, yeah, condensed. But yeah, you do standing generators, and then Razorback pops up, and then you start a damage phase. So we're shooting those weak points on its lips. I'm actually going to give it a second before I destroy it, because if you destroy it right away, you don't get the cool animation. And the cool animation, we actually did not get the cool animation. There you see it just closing up in a way that is basically the inverse of how it opened up. What is supposed to happen, which sometimes doesn't, I don't actually exactly still know why sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, is that basically it explodes, and then that tall structure that was coming from it, it will just fall over. So there you saw it basically slide back in and close back up, but it is supposed to actually just explode, and that thing's supposed to be falling over. There's another crate here. There's a hanging crate here, which actually has oddity. So normally when you shoot one of those, the resources will drop right underneath it, which would be basically there where I'm shooting. I'm going to shoot it and look at the minimap. You can see that they dropped somewhere over there. You can kind of see the white outline or the white marker of them over there. We'll actually pick them up in a second. There's another resource, one of these hanging resources here in that tree. So it's up there. It's kind of hard to see, but once you know, you just fire around there and hit it.
All remaining units.
And yeah, here is, so we shot that crate over there and it dropped its resources over here, which is a little bit odd. I don't actually know any of the other ones that drop it that far, basically. I am also going to take little odd side detour here and show a little tribute thing that somebody made. So there's actually a lot of hanging crates here as well. There's one there for crafting materials. Then there is one over there, which is kind of obscured at the moment. It's over there with normal resources. But we're going to take a right here before we go into the Marauder fight. And we're going to come over here and see this tribute to Wimu. So dedicated to my mom. This island is for you, Wimu. And yeah, with 2 bears set up there. And what isn't the greatest scenery in the background? It is a nice tribute. Somebody did a good job of paying tribute to their Wimu. I'm going to actually go grab these resources. There is also a black tusk chest or a key chest right over that lip, somewhere over there, which if I have a key, I will open. Because with this character, I'm not doing anything really, but I don't have any black tusk keys. So here we're going to fight this Marauder. I'm actually going to show you how to fight Marauders. So I'm going to run in here, trigger it, and then I'm just going to move back a little bit. And the reason I'm doing this is to, again, basically that same parallax tactic. So here I'm with this level 40 gear, especially, I could basically 2-mag it. I can shoot it with 2 mags and it would be basically dead. It hasn't actually fully aggroed to me, which is a little bit weird. Normally it will actually start to... It hasn't really noticed that I exist yet. But yeah, so normally it will move over here. So you can kind of drag it a little bit towards here. And what you can then do is, well, shoot out its engines. So if this was, say, heroic, this is how I would do it. I would shoot out its engines. So now it doesn't have much movement. And as you see in a second, when it fires its rockets, it's going to hit the roof there. So I can still shoot it. It can't shoot me. Its minigun is basically obscured from me by being underneath it. Here again, it's going to fire missiles. It's going to hit that roof. And while here it's overkill to do it the way I did it there, I'm going to leave that loot for a second. But the way I did is overkill for here, of course. But yeah, on heroic, that is also the action. You just fall back, use a roof, create parallax between where it's firing from. So all of its damage is coming from underneath it. So just shoot it where it can't. And one thing I want to make note of here, so this is the drops from it. So, well, there's actually one drop with stats. But Marauders seem to drop gear as if they are challenging or heroic. They never drop gear that is almost empty. And that's a little bit of oddity, which kind of, yeah, is part of that fixed loot settings of them. Basically, I'm not going to state this as outright as being the truth, but I do have I will likely do a test and kill tons of Marauders. But I already kind of know that I've never seen, even on normal, killing Marauders. Just sometimes in open world or something, you run into them. And I know when I kill them, they always drop loot as if it's basically scaled to heroic. Something is still alive according to the map. I do not know what that exactly is. I'm just going to... Keener did not move back, so he bugged out up there. I hope that doesn't actually impact our run here. I hope we can just run in and he will be at the next point. He is not supposed to be up there, just like he is there. I am actually going to see for a second if I can get a photo mode. If it goes high enough, it really does not. So yeah, no, I was trying to get a... actually, maybe if I go up here... Because yeah, I have actually never... I've seen him bug out like this once, but that was, yeah, once. I'm going to do that and just quickly take a quick screenshot of him. And that will actually likely be the, be the thumbnail of this video. But yeah, he is keeping us in combat. Not that it's an issue because we have the regen of the memento here. So we are actually regenning in combat. Because he is keeping us in combat, we are regenning. Another crate here. Not so important here, but especially when you're doing this on heroic, just grab all the crates. It is bugging us out because we cannot interact with this echo here because we are in combat, and we cannot view echoes while we are in combat. So what I'm going to do here is actually unequip that. Kind of sucks, but yeah, we're going to lose our stacks anyway. And then equip a concussion grenade, and I'm unequipping the memento to lose the armor core and lose the regen, and I'm going to grenade myself, and I'm demolitionist, so I need to do it twice. The first one gets soaked up by that perk that demolitionist has, and the second one will wipe me. Kind of sucks. But hopefully this will put us after the fight. It does. I'm going to re-equip my memento, although now it's empty. We will fill it up halfway likely with the drones in the coming room. But also, I did also lose my shock rounds. I'm going to just quickly, because having shock rounds in, especially my AR, would be nice. These have restocked because we have died. So I am actually going to go grab them, even though it will cost a few seconds. So I've put shock rounds in my main and secondary. This is the tactic. So this is overkill for what we're doing here, but this is the tactic as well for heroic. When you do this fight on heroic, put shock rounds in both of your weapons. So if you're just running red builds, if you're all red builds, you don't want to run a... So there are also other tactics that you can use here by going PFE or something like that. But even without going that, just being red build, just normal builds, you can just get those shock rounds, put them in your primary, your secondary, use your sidearm from this point on just for these fights, save the shock rounds basically for him. A Scorpio as well, but basically just end this fight in quite quick fashion. The only downside is that especially the Scorpio will still apply its debuffs real quick, but while he has a drone up, he's not taking damage, so sometimes it can become a hassle. Also, he has that ability, which he is the sole person that can do that, is to hack our skills while they are still on our back. They drop, and not only do they then drop, they deploy. What happens is that they deploy an offensive variant of it. So if you're using, for instance, a reinforcer chem, the healing chem, you will drop an oxidizer at your feet. If you're using a revive hive, you will still drop a stinger hive. So you want to use, on heroic especially, you want to use skills that don't have offensive variants. So what I usually equip is Disruptor Pulse and Shield. Neither of those have an offensive variant for him to basically drop on the ground. And here actually one of the things that you usually can do on especially this run, or when you're in the story mode run, is I will equip my turret, I will equip my drone. I'm holding the TDI card custom, and especially if I was charged up with the memento, I will actually go around and just pick up these memento stacks. If I fully charged up on the memento, this would be my bathroom break. I would just sit here, let my turret and my drone just take care of everything, and I would just sit here and do nothing. I have enough regen as well, usually, so if with a full memento, I would also have 3% regen, so even the few things that do hit me, then, yeah, that doesn't matter.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Because this is just a wait, this isn't kill this many or anything, we just have to wait it out, so there is no reason for me to accelerate it. One thing you can also do, of course, here is with the clips and such is just disrupt jammer these boxes, making them not spawn for 20 or so seconds. And yeah, that is that exact reason why I took this pistol with the +1 skill tier. So now, with the memento equipped as well, these are skill tier 2 while I'm holding the pistol, but only while I'm holding the pistol, of course. But yeah, for this part, the turret and the drone will do a so much easier job of this than me. These are all smaller targets to track, but the turret and the drone, yeah, they're computers. They don't have tracking issues. And everything tries to land close to me. So it's one of the things that you can do here as well is bunch up. So if you all go together into one corner, that means that everything basically lands in that one corner, making it easier for your turret and your drone to deal with them. It's better to do that than to spread out. I will grab all those memento stacks. I will actually keep the turret and the drone here. So as I said, on heroic, I would swap to jammer pulse and a shield just in case he does that takeover of your skills, basically hijacks your skills, but even worse than in the way that hunters do it. But yeah, you do not have to have your skills deployed for him to hijack them.
Great.
Here I'm just aiming to get out of that cutscene. I'll actually show this crate. This is one of the last crates I ever found, although again still years ago, but that's because we never looked around in boss rooms really to find any crates. There are there might be one other where there is a crate in a boss room. And yeah, this is the other one. And again, I'm using my pistol. I'm trying to save my my shock rounds on my melee weapons, and I'm going to use those to deal with Keener in a second.
You're such a waste of skill and commitment. You could have done one.
We stay in that generator, that opens a weak point. We kill the weak point, we move on to the next generator, and we have to do that pattern 3 times basically.
I'm doing it for.
One of the things as well with 4-man scaling here is that all of these are also elite. So what you can actually do is use PFE build here. I am going to heal up. I just now noticed that I actually haven't equipped or deployed my turret. I do that on top of that box. Yeah, I'm way overpowered for this with the gear that I have. Of course, you wouldn't have access to this on your first run through, but the intent of here is also not the first run through. This is for watch halt. So yeah, you should grab some level 40 gear. I am actually going to grab memento stacks. I'm full actually already. So even just those 2 rooms were enough to fill me back up. We're standing in this generator again. I'm just keeping an eye out on where stuff lands. As soon as it lands, I shoot them. Once we have the weak point, we shoot this weak point. Once we've done that, all 3, that's the final weak point opening up there. And one thing that a lot of people now do is fall back very far. And don't do that. Really don't. You just push up to him. The place I usually go, even when I don't have anything else, I will just stand here. When he jumps down, even when he shocks us. So there I actually put that grenade out, and that stopped him from shocking us. That is a rare thing to happen. It's 1 in several tens, perhaps. And yeah, once he deploys his drone, he starts to run away. He didn't actually shock us a second time either, which is nice of him. And once he's run away, we can interact with this door. And this will start the final cutscene set, in which we have dealt with Keener, get our watch. So here we walk up onto Keener. He's had a significant emotional event, as some would say, and we're just waiting out his final lines. And I love this line coming up.
What did you do? What did you do, Keener?
You have no idea what's coming.
So yeah, that "you have no idea what's coming" line is always been hilarious to all of us because nobody knew what was coming, not even the devs. And yeah, Also, I want to make a quick note that blue boat in the background in a second will show the name that is printed on it. And that's the same for all of those blue boats, which is Astrid. You will see those as well in Potomac and such. But yeah, just a little final tidbit kind of thing. Yeah, there it shows Astrid. And all of those boats are named Astrid. That's just the same model that they keep reusing. Which is a very common thing to do. They don't expect people to actually read it. And yeah, there we have our watch. Anna, the voice, that female computer voice, she tells us that. And then we find out that Fei Lao is working with Black Tusk. We're, of course, skipping this as well. And this led into the first four seasons and the stories of them. And in the fourth season, we, of course, ended Fei Lao. Here's our cutscene of meeting Paul Rhodes and him finally accepting us and becoming friends with us, even though, of course, he's very pissed off at Fei Lao. I will actually talk with them there just to get access to that, just as with the start. I'm quickly going to see what he has for sale. So what I do normally now is, so now I have basically, I'm level 40, I have a watch. This character is basically at the same point as all of my other characters, just in this. I usually just grab some credits, just to have some credits. That also, so you don't have to spend these points for your watch alt. You can if you want to. I'm not going to do any real content with this character, so I will not spend the time to just sit here and fill all of these out. Also, because you have to go through animation of it just going point by point by point, and anybody who's done that knows that it's very, very annoying and takes a long time. So what I'm going to do here quickly is just equip whatever weapons were given to me by reaching the end of that run. We have a little bit of time left, so what I will quickly actually do is show what I do with a character. Once I've reached through level 40, I will come here and I will quickly craft them a set. So I did save that level like 31 to 39 gears of gear, but what I will actually do is usually come in here, just quickly craft a Providence mask, Providence chest, and Providence holster in a second, and just equip those. And I don't care what the talents or anything are. As you can see, I'm escaping out before it even shows me. I just want those pieces in there so I can put the other pieces back and still have not really a build. Seska backpack, Fenris gloves, and Grupo knee pads is also the ones. And yeah, if you have all of the blueprints, you have access to all of these, so you can just follow along basically. As I said, Fenris gloves and Grupo knee pads. And the reason for that is that the Fenris isn't available for knee pads, Grupo is, so I need to do it in that order. But yeah, we're going down here, crafting this final Grupo piece. So I had two weapons. I had all of the 6 gear slots. What I don't have is a pistol. I'm just going to craft whatever's, discard 45. So now I have all of the items that I would want for all of the loadout slots. So I'm going to put back make sure that I basically put my items back, because if I don't, I will lose them. I will also make sure to put back that TDA card. And I will equip that one and put that away. I will equip this chest and put that chest away. I will equip this whole side crafted and put that one away. Same for this memento, of course. And this Grupo, Fenris, and this Fenris glove goes back. And what I actually do want to show real quick is, so even with just horrible, so actually I'll put the crit chance mods on this. So a lot of people feel that if you were to just put a jumbled mass, as you saw, I didn't even pay attention to what I was getting. But even here, I have 51 crit chance, 66 crit damage. That would be actually enough to do any challenging content. I have a bit of a friend there, apparently. And I'm going to just sell everything else that I have here, just to empty out this character's inventory. All of the items I grabbed from my stash, I already know that they were favorited, so they would not show up in that list. All of my stash items are always favorited. I am actually going to put away this Shasta glove, which was an oddity that we did get. I had never seen a glove before drop from there. I didn't open this chest for the specific reason of opening it now. It's never really scaled really well, so you can't just grab it. I'm trying to deconstruct it, but that player was running in front of me and making it so I couldn't. And yeah, I'm going to run down here. I'm going to grab my hunter killer from here and get whatever I get. So normally if you're boosting or getting boosted by someone and you're getting boosted by someone who doesn't have a hunter killer yet, you can actually share this. So this just came from a crate, and as such it was a drop. So it is shareable, and sometimes I do entice people with that. I will say like, oh, you don't have access to the hunter killer yet and the shield sprinter. Hey, if you boost me, I'll I'll give you mine, which was more of a thing in the past. Nowadays, it's easy. It's something that people should do once in their Division 2 career, so to say, to just go kill the hunters. Then I'm going to go to New York. And the reason I go to New York is to grab the shield splinterer. And basically from this point on, this character is done and ready to become a watch alt. I'm going to grab those keys, open up this, get a decent enough shield splinterer. And the other reason I also warped to here, so I'm actually going to deconstruct. I might actually hang on to that grudge. I don't know how good the grudge in my stash is. That one might actually be better. Not that I use a grudge often, but yeah, it's going to open up this cache. And this cache is, it's a level 40 cache. It's the same as all others. Even though we got it before we got the watch, it is just level 40 gear. And the last thing I always do with this character is quickly check how many resources of these I have. So I'm basically close to the 500s that I wanted it to be. I did lose out on some water apparently somewhere. And one thing I have again, so this is in the same reset week as we did the level 30 part of this video. And that means that while in the same week, I did the level 30 SHD requisition. Now that I've reached 40, I can do it again, and I will. So I will spend the water here, and the other resources which are still from the account share are still really easily available to me. And in doing that, I will get a level and an exotic cache here. And from here on out, also, every level I get, they go back into the pool of SHD levels. The SHD levels are basically from all of your characters. There is no segmenting or anything. I got a Costa back, which basically means that I got an exotic component. I'm going to deconstruct them for that exotic component. And as you can see, I have 3,005, close to 3,500 watch points available to me. So what you have always is 800 less. So 800 of the points, as you can see, each of these segments are 200. 800 of the points get eaten up by those once you are level 999 or 1k or higher. And the rest of it will all be these scavenging points. And this is why I did this run. I can either, with this one, I can get resources. So in this case, I used up quite a bit of titanium with likely grading up some weapons. But I can basically spend these points, and it is worthwhile, especially because I am a little bit higher level on this account. Especially if I did it on my main account, it would even be more worthwhile, where I'm like 14k and something. But there I don't have the slots to do it. So I'm using all 4 character slots. You have only 4 character slots, and I'm unlikely to ever delete one and open up the option for it. So I only ever do this on my alt account. But also on my alt account, I'm a lot more freer in my... So I perceive this to be a little bit of non-intended gameplay, so to say. And I don't do that much on my main account, but on my alt account, I do go for meta tactics, just to also know how they are and what they are. And so here I have a lot of watch point, but so normally I would say that around 1700, it's worth it to start grinding this, to really go after getting a lot of the watch points and then you at least you get 900 points basically to spend, and that makes it worthwhile for that. If you're getting boosted, if you're getting carried, that likely 2.5 hours. We're actually going to log out here and see how much time this took. I basically did not play this character off screen, so to say. So the final time here is, of course, with me talking a lot as well. So let's say 20 minutes less. So 4.5 hours if you do it completely solo. If you do this boosted, you can do it in 2.5 hours with just one character and one person boosting you. And you could, of course, set that up to, find someone to do it with and then trade places. It's even better if you find three others and one person rotates each time into that boosting position. But a lot of people also say that it's not worth it to do until you've reached at least 1K. I do not actually agree with that. And that's mostly because, you don't get a lot of the watch points. Just having that alt, especially if you play quite a lot, it is worthwhile because each of these can get at every week's reset. They can get one of the exotic caches and get one of the exotic components, especially from it. So here I even have a World Tier 5 character that I play actually as a World Tier 5 in that setting, basically. And even they get... all of my characters are account shared with each other, both resources and blueprints. And yeah, each of them. So on Tuesday, I will log into each of these characters and get one of those SHD caches. So it is worthwhile to actually fill up all 4 slots, even if you don't have a lot of points. What isn't worth it is to go grinding and keep doing it over and over. But I would definitely recommend filling up all 4 of your slots, because also every time you gain a watch point on one character, so on your main character, you can then go into these and spend them. And especially starting out, so later on when we basically optimize everything. So for me, usually when I go farming for gear, I will optimize a lot because I have the resources to do it, so it makes sense for me to do it. For newer players, I completely understand that it's quite expensive, but it is a little bit less expensive when you instead of getting one SHD calibration per level, you can go into these characters and also get a second one, a third one, and a fourth one. So it is worthwhile to fill up all 4 of your slots, but yeah, it isn't worthwhile to actually keep grinding over and over again. Unless you like it. And I kind of always like the WONY runs. They're always been great, basically background content. We basically talk and run at the same time and just have some fun in it that way. It is a very set route, especially the way I run it. And the way I run it is also the way all my friends, basically, when we run it, we don't even talk about the run anymore or where we're going unless we have a new person with us, but we just jump to every point and just keep going. It's automation at that point. I've done it probably 100 times. 100 is maybe too much. 50, 60 times at this point. So yeah, there is some I'm full on automatic mode and just and when we just are talking about our weeks. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned at least something from these, almost 5-hour run and 5 hours of video. And more than anything, as always, I would truly enjoy a comment on what you liked or didn't like, what you would like to see change, what you would like to see in the future. I have some plans for future videos that will be another masterclass. It will be another build showcase, and a build showcase actually will be the next video likely after this one, because I should actually make a build showcase on a good build and just an actual build that people should run, where I've so far done one on a build that is fun, is a interesting part to add to your collection, but it doesn't come highly recommended. And yeah, I hope you join me for those videos. Have a good night.